So let's just talk about Gnomer Run then, because
Gnomer Run.
Gnomer Run. Am I saying it wrong again?
You're always saying it wrong.
I don't care. That's the way I feel like it should be said.
I know you don't.
And that's the way I'm saying it.
That's the way I used to say it too, but I think that's because you brought me into WoW.
Probably. That seems like the kind of thing that I just would have always mispronounced. So we went into Gnomer with our guild. It was a pure
President Gnomer
Gnomer. It was a pure 100% mere casuals guild. Gnomer Run. No outsiders. We didn't even have a Bob, who is technically a mere casuals member because he has 2 banker alts in the guild.
He was in chat.
He was in voice chat, occasionally helping us out with little bits of information.
We had
pointing out the obvious.
Only one person in the raid had done it before.
Knew what they were doing.
Yeah. Only our fearless raid leader, Jordan, who knew what was going on. None of the rest of us had any idea. I watched a video, which did actually help. But we downed the first 2 bosses sloppily, but on the first try. So I'm proud of us for that. We went in.
Did we?
We did. The first 2 bosses, we had no wipes.
Wasn't the second boss the stupid gear guy?
That was the third boss. First 2 bosses, because there was the one with the tunnel, and there was the vicious Fallout guy. Viscous? Is it Viscous or Vicious?
Viscous.
Viscous Fallout guy. There was
I died.
No, but you died, but we didn't wipe.
Oh.
We killed it first try. Which, fun fact about world buffs, I went in with booned world buffs. I didn't unboon for the first 2 boss fights because I was like, I don't want to risk losing them early. And then after the second boss kill, I was like, I'll just unboon, and then we immediately wiped on the third boss.
You're welcome.
You were not in that boat alone.
No, we were all in that boat together. So, Sam, I feel like, the first 2 bosses, we're not going to describe them because everybody listening has done Gnomer Run. They all know. I think the more interesting part of this story is our experience with failure and how we react. I think how you react to failure is a very individual thing. Sam, how do you react to failure?
I yell.
What was your thoughts on the third boss in Gnomer Run?
Get off the gear, you stupid cow. Fuck you. I never want to do it again.
Was it that bad, though?
You kept telling me to follow the other healer, so I followed the other healer. I immediately died. Okay, cool. So I go back. We wipe. We go back. You guys keep telling me to follow the other healer, so I follow the other healer. I immediately die.
So my favorite part is where we stress how, okay, we have to keep Sam alive. She can't die. And then we pull and she dies on the pull.
Yeah, I didn't even make it into the arena and I died.
Is that where he shoots it from?
Yeah, just look at his toes and his dick and stay on the opposite side of it. Just like real life.
Favorite
Real
parts,
life.
man. My 2 favorite parts.
So that's why Sam's having issues. Sam, stay away from the dick.
Are you dead already? What just happened?
Okay, that's confusing. I don't even know what happened. Yeah, well, let's explain that one real quick, because that was the fight. Like Al said, that was the fight where beforehand it was stressed. Sam needs to stay alive because Sam was our second healer, and that
Thanos
was the pull when Sam got killed by the bombs because she was too far back when we pulled the boss. She didn't even make it into the fight. She pre-died.
Yeah.
It was funny.
It was funny. But here's the thing, because you say we keep telling you stick with the other healer, but you died. Was it perhaps because you weren't actually staying with the other healer?
He moves around so fast.
Yeah, you're supposed to. That's how that fight works. You're supposed to move around constantly because you're dodging gears and you're dodging his frontal thing.
His dick, apparently.
Yes. You got to stay by his butt. You got to stay on the butt side.
The thing is, I'd be looking at my screen.
Yeah.
And I'd be with Jordan.
Yeah.
I'd look down for a split second and then he's gone.
Well, that's because he moved to get out of the thing, away from the thing that was just about to kill you.
The opposite of the movie title. Don't look down.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. On a fight like that, and I know this goes against everything I've ever taught you, but on a fight like that, keep looking at the screen and just hit your 4 button. So just make sure you're dodging the stuff.
But if I just keep hitting 4, I need to switch groups. So I need to look away to switch groups. Unless you can somehow set something up so I have 2 different buttons for both groups.
Well, yeah, you can have a target macro attached to it. One for one group, one for the other group.
Okay, so you couldn't have told me that before?
I could have, but I didn't feel like setting it up. I was busy minding my own business.
See, my fingers are on 4 buttons here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just on the top. And I know where 6 is. I know where 7 is. I know where 2 is, so I can always reset my finger. So it's very, very rare that you'd have to look down. And you got.
But I use AWD to move. So how can I be hitting 4 constantly, but then using those buttons to move?
That's a Josh thing. I can't answer that. I use my mouse to move.
I can't use my mouse to move. I'm so bad at it.
To the rest of the players, so I can't answer that particular question.
So how am I supposed to hit 4 and then use my moving keys with the same hand?
The only advice
So am I supposed to play it like this?
The only advice I have for you is to learn to move with your mouse. That's the only advice, but that goes against everything you've learned.
But then that's also how you guys try to teach me how to strafe. And I still don't know how to do that.
See what?
Well, neither do I.
There's 2 different ways that I've done it. Here's part of the problem with Druid. You use Voodoo for your healing, right? Which allows you. I know. I'm not saying that's a problem. That's what I use. So most of the time, you can be moving with your arrow keys or your WASD keys, and still clicking the raid frames for heals, right? But the problem is, it won't let you add wild growth to Voodoo. So there's no way to just click if they would let.
Why? Because it's a rune?
Yeah, I've tried. It won't let me add it.
But I added the Nourish rune to my Voodoo.
So and it works.
It worked.
I don't know why it won't. What?
What's on 4 that you have to hit?
That's just where wild growth is.
Wild growth is her hotkey for.
What's on 3?
4 is her hotkey for wild growth. What?
What's on 3?
I don't know.
Because you use WASD to move. Right now I'm looking at you, but I know that if I just move my W finger, which is the bird, I just move my W finger up with a very, very slight right, it's going right to 3. You're not even looking at it.
Or 2. I could hit the wrong button.
No. I see.
Oh, I know. We can set your hotkeys so that wild growth is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Q, and E. So just all you have to do is hit a button other than W, and wild growth will go off.
E is auto run.
My hand runs along the edge of the W key, so I can feel the edge, but it's the right edge. If I go straight up from my right edge, I'm going directly into 3.
Yeah.
I have to actually
my finger goes
move
to 2.
I have to move my. Are you left-handed?
I use my left hand.
Yeah, well, so am I. So that's terrible. That's a terrible question. See, I have to go like this to get onto 2.
You have to move that far?
I exaggerated.
Like your entire body, 8 inches? What?
Well, no, I can do it like this, but it's uncomfortable. If I go like this, it's more straight. So.
Okay.
But you know what? If you're hitting 2, then just move it to 2. For me, I'm saying 3 because my finger naturally will go to 3 from WASD.
So do you want me to show you what I do? So I've got this thing. Oh, the cord's not long enough.
No, you're going to tell me about all the buttons on the mouse. I don't know how you people do that.
So check this thing out here, right here. See, what I can do with this, and what I've done in the past, is I can bind these side buttons to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And while I'm moving with my other hand, and if I need to click stuff, I can just be like, whoop, 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 get all the buttons.
So you are not a casual player, is what you're saying.
Because I have a mouse?
Yep. With 100 keys?
It has...
That's about what mine looks like.
It has 20. It's not going to reach.
Yeah, see?
Not gonna reach.
Sam, that's going to be a short. Oh, we got another podcast question. So Gnomer, it took us like 11 tries. So Sam, what was the strategy that we ended up allowing us to beat? Was that Crowd Pummeler? What was the name of that boss?
It was
That
Crowd Pummeler.
What was the strategy that allowed us to finally beat the Crowd Pummeler?
I just auto-followed Jordan.
So you put Jordan on autofollow. That's our main heal. You put Jordan on autofollow and just hit your wild growth hotkey until you ran out of mana.
Yes.
Is your gear enchanted?
No.
Mine's not either.
See, I got my gear enchanted by Papa before we went in, but then I changed my
Mats,
weapon.
I have a shit ton.
Sorry?
Yeah, I should totally eventually enchant some of my gear. I have no gear enchanted.
But the thing that really ticked me off on Crowd Pummeler was the one where we actually succeeded. At some point, the cogwheel just knocked me right in front of him. So I was moving it. So I had two cogwheels around me. I moved out of the path of one, trying to get out of the other path the second, but it hit me and it bounced me right in front of him. And then he said, "Ha ha, gotcha!" And he shot me dead.
Oh, so you weren't even alive for the successful one?
That's okay. I got nothing out of it, especially the grime encrusted stuff that you all friggin' needed on.
Which we discussed at the beginning of the
You
raid.
did no such discussion.
We did.
No.
I recorded the entire raid. I can send you a clip of it.
I recorded
We
the
talked
entire
about
raid
it.
as well. I'll read my own clip.
You should check your own clip. But it was also pointed out during that discussion where we agreed to just need on it because it doesn't matter. It was pointed out that it's basically worthless right now anyways.
It's a quest.
Right now.
Is it a quest?
Yeah, there's an initial quest of clearing one of those. That I was going to preload, which I can't preload now because you all took the stuff. I got nothing.
Are they tradable? You can have one. I don't even know what they're for.
No, there's stuff inside. Yeah,
What do you
they're
mean stuff
tradable.
inside.
Well, it's a grime and crust. I don't know what you do with it. Read up on it. I think you take it over to a machine and you clean it.
Oh, okay. Oh, like the ones that I hated that.
Yeah, but
No,
now
you can have them. I don't feel like dealing with them.
it still dropped the other ones as well. So I think you do it to both.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. But then, so then after we beat the Crowd Pummeler, we went on to the
What?
the Electrocutioner. Can't say that word.
Bet you I died on her too.
I don't think machines have genders necessarily, but you died on it. We did, what was it, 4 or 5 tries before we finally got it down?
Was that the one where you have to go down the lift?
Yeah, that was the one where you had to go in and out.
I think we had a number of deaths, but that one wrapped out our night.
Yeah, that we didn't wipe nearly as many times on that as we did Crowd Pummeler. I think it was maybe 5 or 6 wipes at
It's
most.
pretty easy. I mean,
It was extremely easy.
The mechanics seem pretty straightforward. It's just we just got to be more careful, stay out from in front of Crowd Pummeler. I didn't learn much on the first 2 bosses. They just seem to be tank and spank. I let the healer keep me alive while I was getting poisoned, and then everybody else died afterwards.
Yeah,
But-
was that the second boss?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
I don't feel I learned much on those ones, but the Crowd Pummeler, I mean, I know what to do. I just got to do it better. And with the other guy, I think I only died on that because of the big mass effects. Nothing else killed me. Nothing I did killed me there. So I'm kind of happy with that so far.
yeah, it was just the inning and the outing that we had some hiccups on. But I mean, yeah, it was never. I mean, it seems like a super easy boss.
Now,
Although all 4 of those seem quite easy, really.
the one instruction, because I've seen those tendrils seem to go out far, and
Yeah.
we were told that when the tank gets it, the DPS, the melee have to get out.
You line of
So-
sight it.
What's that?
You line of sight it.
Yeah, and they told us where to line of sight them, but they said you just have to go out to melee range, because I could have still been attacking. Which
Yeah.
probably would have made my numbers a little bit better, but that's not where
Numbers
they told
don't
us to
matter.
go.
Do you know why Josh says numbers don't matter?
Okay, to be fair, I've been saying parses don't matter for months, but why?
Because I did better than you.
You had higher parse numbers than me because my parse numbers were approximately 7.
Okay, so now that we're talking about parses,
Okay.
I don't want
I
to talk
don't
about
get them.
parses.
What do they mean?
They
Like,
mean
what is the
nothing.
point?
They are a
Other than me
comparison.
being able to rub it in your face that I'm better than you.
They're a comparison versus like other people doing the same boss kill.
Sam, one thing I'd like to see, stop comparing yourself to Josh, because he is going to be better. He's got the experience, and you're bringing yourself down.
So should I compare myself to you?
No, don't compare yourself to anybody. Trust me, I am a bucket of confidence.
Okay.
Also, just this, and this isn't a slight to your parse numbers, but healer parses don't matter.
You already told me that my birth month sucks too, so...
It's not my fault you were born in the crappiest month. I was born in the second crappiest month. March and November both suck.
Yeah, I know.
They are terrible months. Like, they are objectively bad months. Nobody likes either of them. It's true.
Now, May, on the other
Terrible
hand.
months. May is a good month. In April, when Al was born, another good month.
1942, right?
April 1st, 1942.
See,
It's actually the origins of April Fool's Day. Al was born and everyone was like, who's this fool? And now we have it. Now it's every April 1st is April Fool's Day.
See, I'd accept the 1942 before I'd accept this April.
What was I just saying? What was I saying? Parses, yeah. Healer parses don't matter. The only thing that matters with healers
Keeping you guys
is that
alive.
you keep the raid alive. If nobody dies, then the healer's done its job, and the parse numbers
Clearly, I
don't
wasn't doing my job because I was the one who would immediately die.
No, that means the other healer wasn't doing his job.
Oh. So
Well, then
am I
she
not
can heal
responsible
herself.
for keeping myself alive?
You are, yes.
Oh, okay, so
I was mostly joking. And then, of course, we didn't attempt the last two bosses because it took us almost 3 hours to get the 4 down. But we had fun. I think everybody that was in that raid had a good time. And I'm pretty sure because everybody was like, that was great. We had so much fun despite
Some
the
people
fact
got
that
gear.
we did terribly.
I was just talking about myself.
You
You
had
know what we
fun,
should do?
Sam.
We should, I mentioned, should we have some loot rules? And,
Yes, we should figure something out.
I want to make at least one rule. This is the one rule I want to make. If it's gear that no one can use at all, and we have an enchanter in the group, we should get them disenchanted.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if we wasted anything, but yeah.
Oh,
even
probably.
if we
I
do
didn't even
something
think
with
of
the
that.
enchanting mats, we should. Pardon?
I said I didn't even think of that. If we have a guild enchanter, like take it one step further, they should be needing all the greens too. If
Yeah.
they want to enchant
Yeah.
our gear, then they should take all the stuff.
Yeah. So I would be good with anything we're not using going to. I'm not, because I don't know if Papa's character is his enchanter. I think it is. But anything that's not going to be used at all should go to him for disenchanting.
And we're not.
If not, we should have a disenchanter in the raid.
Yeah.
We're not allowed calling him daddy.
You can. I don't think you'd mind.
What was with that face, Al?
That's just his face.
I make random faces all the time.
Oh, okay.
So now this, of course, means that now we have finally put together a 10-man raid and done the 10-man raid as a mere casuals guild just in time for them to up the raid composition, whatever number, to 20. So
No.
now that we finally hit 10, we need 20.
Now, what you're not mentioning is that we did have a bench.
We did have
We had
several
2.
people. 2?
No, 3.
No, we had like 15 people signed up.
Oh,
So
We had
cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger, Bob,
Bob.
Zunder, the other warlock whose name I can't remember, Leonidas, or is he not 40 yet? I'm trying to
Leonidas.
think of who
I
the
don't
other
know.
one is.
Well, what I'm thinking is we should split into 2 raids now.
There was only.
Oh, yeah,
There was
for
only
sure.
4. Cheeseburger, Bob, Mike. Who's Mike?
That person. Yeah, we've got those 3 on the bench, but we also had 12 people actually. You see how there's 12 up there? The 12 plus 3 is the sign-ups plus the bench. So we had 15 people total.
Oh, how was 12 able to sign up?
Because there's no limit on it. You can sign up. Just we only took the first 10. So do you see Zunder and
Tyler?
Tyler Toll? I can't read that from here.
Tyler Reed?
They couldn't come because we had too many people.
Oh, so the first 10 people get to go? Is that how it works?
Basically. I mean, unless like the 15th and 16th people to sign up were our 2 healers or something. Like, you got to pay some attention to raid composition, but yeah.
I don't know what
That's
that
about all we
means.
did was some attention.
What are they?
Yeah.
I don't know what the pictures mean.
The 15 and 16 there are warlocks.
Oh, I should have figured that out because Dimitri.
Luckily, we had that low temp dabs.
Low temp.
I don't know what that means, but that person, the enhancement shaman, he was darn good, and he got some good gear too. There were some good not enhancement. What's the other one? Elemental. There were some good elemental shaman drops.
Yeah, you know who didn't get gear?
Al.
You? I got a shoulder piece that was 2 agility more than the one I was wearing. So it was technically an upgrade, but by the slimmest of margins.
But technically, Bruce Lee won that.
Well, he won it on a greed roll, and he was going to vendor it. So I was like, well, can I have it? Because it's kind of technically an upgrade. But yeah. Yeah. So that was our Gnomer run.